Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we are going to go through the crossover category. So this is a bit of a stranger category in DBZ Dokkan. The only current lead that we have for the crossover category is the physical SS4 Vegeta. He is currently the only crossover category lead. Technically the tech Broly is also a lead, but he is a 130% lead. I actually think he's a great ape category lead. We do have a couple Dragon Ball Hero leads as well. We have the 150% lead in Toa, and then we have 130% lead in Dabura, and then we also have another lead in Fu, who I don't have, but he is also one of the leads. In terms of the crossover category, it is a little bit stranger than other categories. Its link set is really all over the place, as it's more an amalgamation of characters that come from different source material, different movies or TV specials, video games, Dragon Ball Heroes, which is an arcade game in Japan, and a Switch game now, I guess. And so basically, because the crossover category is kind of all over the place, the characters don't necessarily all mesh under a certain guideline. It's not like all GT characters that have GT, most Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans are prepared for battle. A lot of the characters are kind of singular, even though they are under the crossover category. And so you kind of build the team in one of many ways. One of those main ways is you generally choose the SS4 cards. That's like the SS4 Gohan, the SS4 Broly, the SS4 Vegeta, the SS4 Bardock for the people that have him. You have cards like obviously the SS4 Gogeta, and they kind of form a giant ape power team. Then you get kind of the extreme units. You get like the extreme Saiyans, like your Kamba, your Masked Saiyans, your Dark Masked Kings, your Black Masked Saiyans, like the Vegeta there. You can get some Hybrid Saiyans in Trunks. You can get some SS3 cards in Vegeta and Trunks and Gohan, and Xeno Goku and Xeno Vegeta. So there's quite a few like different ways you can build the team. So you don't really generally build the team with like a full team in mind. I mean, you can, but generally you kind of just build the team around set rotations and float the numerous supports that the category has. One thing that a lot of the crossover category units have is their passives. Their passives are built to be kind of built around these crossover teams. Like Cooler will have a bigger support buff if he's on rotation with more Dragon Ball Heroes. Toa will have a bigger buff if she sits with extreme enemies. The Dark Masked King will guard all attacks if he is with another Dragon Ball Heroes unit. Broly will launch a secondary super attack if he's with a Dragon Ball Heroes unit. Gohan will have damage reduction if he is with, 4 Great Ape Power units. So overall, there's quite like a big, I want to say, meshing of these categories. So in a way, even though they don't necessarily link the best together, their passives are designed in a way that they still benefit in some way together, which obviously makes them pretty good. But overall, yeah, there's many ways to skin this team. There's many ways to build it. One of the ways to build it is obviously to, like I say, roll with a team like this, where you kind of lead them with Vegeta, and then you've kind of got a set rotation of Dabura and Dark Masked King. You've got Toa floating on rotation, you've got Cooler floating on rotation, and then you kind of link Vegeta with Broly. That's kind of how I usually skin the team. Then you can have, obviously, the Bardocks. The Bardocks can kind of go on rotation together. The Dark Masked Saiyan, the Masked Saiyan, and all of that. The Vegetas, the Xeno cards. You've got a couple good free-to-play cards in the Great Saiyaman 5. And in, I don't even remember his name, but this little green free-to-play demon there. So yeah, you've got quite a few options overall. But yeah, one of the things also that you can do, and we'll do it, is we will show you can, a lot of these cards are on the Time Travelers category. So what you can do is you can kind of mesh these cards, certain cards, into a Time Travelers category. Now, a card like SS4 Gohan's not going to work on the Time Travelers category. That's because he benefits from grade A power units. But a card like, say for example, Toa. Toa will be great on a Time Travelers category. There's a lot of good extreme units on there. There's a lot of units that need key and defense, and she can provide that to all of them. Units like the SS4 Vegeta and the Broly can sit as a rotation on a Time Travelers team. You can put good units like Support Trunks on there, and because you can fit quite a few Dragon Ball Heroes units on there, any of these units that have passives that benefit from having a certain amount of Dragon Ball Hero units can generally be activated if you build the team correctly. So things like Cooler, who needs 2 or more Dragon Ball Hero units on the team to benefit, you can run him with Toa, SS4 Vegeta, and Broly. And then fill up your team with cells, which I think we'll do. We'll build our team like that, but it enables you to mix and match the category a bit more than you would with other categories. And because the majority, almost all the Dragon Ball Hero units are on Time Travelers, that does just give them a little bit of leeway in terms of team building. And I mean, a lot of them fill up slots on necessary teams, especially the SS3 cards. Xeno SS3 Goku, Xeno SS3 Vegeta, SS3 Gohan, SS3 Trunks, SS3 Vegeta. All of those cards are absolutely not necessary, but they fill up a lot of holes on the SS3 team. They basically plug a lot of gaps in that team. They enable you to run a really good, really functional SS3 team. And they're not necessary, but they really help plug in the holes and the gaps in that team. Units like Toa, Dabura, they'll eventually be on like the Martian/Demon team that'll eventually come out, which is great. They fill holes on Time Travelers. They fill holes on Terrifying Conquerors. Like Terrifying Conquerors, Toa can act as a support. So there's a lot of like gap stoppage that they kind of fill in there, which I think is really good, and I think that's what the category should be used for. Like they used the previous Dragon Ball Heroes collaboration event to bring out SS4 Gohan, SS4 Broly, SS4 Vegeta, SS4 Bardock, and all of a sudden Gogeta's grade A power category got a huge buff. Like all of a sudden the whole category is just these top line units. So it's really, really good that they do that with the Dragon Ball Heroes. They kind of not only use them obviously, and the crossover category characters, they not only use them to like fill out the crossover category, but they actually use them to fill out other categories, which really helps out the game in general. Even SS3 Broly is one of the first crossover category heroes. And I mean, look, you can see this Broly's got great attack stats and everything. The team is really, I mean, they're really good. As you can see, as you've probably been seeing in the background here, I haven't spoke much about this specific team build, but more just the category in general. You can see like a lot of them have really good attack stats, really good defensive stats. They got a lot going on here. I mean, like Dabura has 120k defense, but he also has the ability to attack lower, defense lower, stun, heal, seal. Dark Mask King guards all attacks with 160k defense. He's got, he heals 10% on his attack. So you've got like a lot of options in terms of just like performance in general. Toa is basically like a version of Vardos. She's a big extreme support. She provides a heal. She's got a seal. She attack lowers. So overall, there's a lot of useful units here to kind of flesh out your teams. The unfortunate thing with the crossover category and with the Dragon Ball Heroes units and just the like DB Heroes units in general is that obviously there's really only one banner a year, basically when they come out. It is guaranteed featured and you can get a lot of them, but the problem is you like all these previous ones are super hard to get, because you basically end up getting the current featured ones instead of getting the previously featured ones. So unless they start featuring previous ones, you're going to struggle to get cards like SS4 Vegito, the Broly, the Gohan, the Bardock, and that can be a little bit upsetting. I hope they will bring back the SS4 Vegito as like a sub card on the banner. I think he should be back as a featured card, just so people can obviously have the lead. But I mean, overall, beyond that, the category is really fun. And like I say, they can fill up a lot of spaces in your box. Like you might be struggling with SS3 cards, you might be struggling with Grade 8 power cards, you might be struggling with fusion cards. There's some really good fusion units. There's Gohanks, there's Vegeks. There's a lot of good fusion units that you can use. There's some Potara units that you can use. So yeah, there's definitely stopgaps and hole fillers and slot fillers from these crossover teams. And just to show you guys like the time traveler build, so as you can see, we're rocking a Goku Black time travelers lead with the strength Bojack space and time travelers lead. And then we've got double cells, so we've got double LR cells on one rotation. We're gonna have SS4 Vegito and Broly on another rotation, which is just awesome. When you guys saw before, it's like 2.2 million from Vegito, it's 3 million from Broly. It's a really powerful rotation. And then we're gonna have Toa floating. She's gonna be giving ki to the cells. She's gonna be really buffing them up. And like I say, you can really fleece out this category. You can really kind of deck it out a little bit. You can fool around with it. You can change things up. You can run the Saiyans together. You can run the demons together, like the Deborah and the Toa. You can run, the green Toa, the non-demon lord Toa. You can run Demigra. You can run. God, there's so many cards you can run. Mirror, Demon Mirror. There's tons of units that you can run in this team. The only problem is getting them. Getting them is probably the hardest part, because like I say, they come on one banner a year. Unless they start changing things, which I think they will. I think they definitely will, as they start running out of cards from the source material. You'll see more manga banners, DB Heroes banners. But yeah, until they start really running out of stuff from the source material, you're going to struggle to get these units. They only come on that one banner, and most people don't summon on that banner because they don't think the cards are cool. Or hey, there's another event happening, or I'd rather have my stones for the 15th different version of Goku or Vegito that we're gonna get. So a lot of people won't summon on the banners. I always spend at least 150 stones on the banners. I know a lot of people won't do that, but I always try to get at least some of the units. I really like them. I think they're really niche, and I think a lot of the times they're really cool. And yeah, I like to collect some of them. So I always drop 150 banner stones worth, and you generally get quite a few featured units. Like I say, it's guaranteed featured. So if you're pulling a multi-SSR pull, you could walk away with 3 or 4 featured units. And some of these units are really powerful. I mean, Vegito's really good. Broly's really good. You're not seeing low attack stats or defense stats on either of those cards here. And yeah, Toa's great. Deborah's great. They can all do SBR. They're all really solid. So yeah, it's just one of those things where basically it's up to you if you want to flesh out the crossover category or not. Cards like Mars Saiyan and SS3 Broly do appear on the normal banners. So you will find some of the crossover category units on the normal banners. You won't find any of these ones that you're seeing here in the normal banners. They're not in the general pool or anything. But you will find a lot of crossover category units, as you can see here. Toa providing a lot of key to the rotation, which is really awesome. But yeah, so like you won't find Toa, you won't find SF4 Vegeta, you won't ever find them on general banners or like normal banners. But you know, SS3 Broly, Mars Saiyan, those kind of units you'll find on the banners. But that's going to be about it. But yeah, the crossover category is really quite fun. They're a lot of fun to put into teams, but I think they're more important as like fillers for teams. I think they can really be used to flesh out categories. We're talking Giant Ape Power, SS3, the eventual Demon category, they'll be great for filling that out. Artificial Life Forms, they're great for filling out. Extreme, they're good for Extreme and Superclass teams. Time Travelers, obviously, it's kind of like their secondary category almost. So, yeah, really, really, really impressive team. Like, on their own, super impressive, but the units, whether they're on their own or in their own teams or on Time Travelers, are still really, really good. If you are going to run some of these units that I highly recommend you try and incorporate into teams, Toa is great. Physical Vegito is great. He's really good on Great Ape Power. He's really good on Potara. He's actually really good on Time Travelers as well. Broly can struggle a little bit. Broly doesn't really link. He links well with other Brolys, but not as well as other Brolys do with other Brolys. Because most Brolys are Super Saiyan. He does share the Super Saiyan link, but he misses out on a lot of the Golden Warrior and other such links that they have. But beyond that, he still links very well. He can be used in that team. He's not on movie bosses though, which does detriment him a little bit. But he is obviously on pure Saiyans. In terms of the other cards, Dabura is great. He's unfortunately not on the Margin teams just yet. I am waiting for when they have a Demon category. I think a Demon category will be great. You can have all the Margin Boos on there, the Daburas, the Pui Puis, the Akons. You can have the Demon Commanders of Demon King Piccolo's original army and everything. So you can have a lot of units kind of sitting on that category. So when that category comes out, which I think it will one day, or a region category or something, you will definitely see units like Dabura kind of gain that extra category and kind of gain a bit of relevance. The Mirror and the Toa, those are very good cards. A lot of them are great on extreme teams, so you can run them in general extreme lineups. Most of them are on Terrifying Conquerors and teams like that, so you have options overall for running them on some teams, just generic options. And they all relatively link well within their subsets. Golden Cooler links okay with other Wicked Bloodlines units. He's got a bit of a hybrid link, but he will still have enough ki. He can support Wicked Bloodlines on his own. He's a really good support option there. Yeah, Demon God Salza. As you can see from the passives, I'm just kind of showing the passives here and how they benefit from other crossover categories. Crossover category units or DB Heroes units. So you really just want to be careful about when you're building the team. Generally, you're going to need to try and fit in one or two of them. Units like Mars Sand don't really have those kind of effects, but a lot of these units this one, the Black Mars Sand, Dark Mars King, a lot of them benefit from at least having one other unit, whether in rotation or on the team. So when you're building the teams, always remember that you're going to have to probably take at least one or two of the units. Luckily, when you are using these units, most of them pair well with at least one other unit. Most of them kind of synergize with at least one other unit. Sealess can float always as a support. Mirror links well with Toa. Toa is a great support. Demigra is an okay support as well. Dabura is a great tank. So you have the ability to pair them up. You just kind of need to make sure that you have at least two units you kind of want to use in most teams. In most scenarios, you're going to need 2 units. Sometimes 3, but that's about it. So once you can incorporate at least 2 or 3 of these units, you will be fine. You can fiddle around, use them in different team builds, and they'll be very interesting. They'll be great units. Dark Mask King is one of the best tanks in the game. As soon as you stick him to a Dragon Ball crossover hero, a Dragon Ball Heroes ally, he's literally one of the best tanks in the game. He heals, he guards all attacks, he gains defense. Absolute beast. But yeah, that's going to be it from me talking about the crossover category. As you guys could see, they have some really good attack stats, defense stats. They have some really good effects, great utility. Overall, they're really good units. They create a bit of a wild, funky team that's quite fun to use. but it's definitely a team of 2 parts. But I think the wisest thing to do with them is to use them in conjunction with other units and kind of flesh out whatever teams you can. I mean, here you can see the units that are missing kind of all on like one hand, some of the units. And these are quite difficult to get now, because obviously when the Heroes banner comes out, these won't be featured at all. These will be difficult units to get. So yeah, overall, I think you guys definitely, if you are interested, if you like Heroes units, if you like the units that we've shown, definitely consider investing into the Heroes banner when they come out. It'll be well worth your time. You'll enjoy it, and you know, you'll get some really powerful units that are not only great in their own team, but really help fill in gaps in all your other teams, like these Zeno, Goku, and Vegeta. Fantastic SS3 cards. They literally take the SS3 team. If you have both of them, they can take your SS3 team from kind of average to wow, this is a team that's just pumping numbers and defending great. So yeah, it is just one of those things. It is going to be a little bit of luck of the draw, but yeah, you guys can try it out. Let me know how you find it. Supreme Kai of Time, by the way, is one of the best Realm of the Gods category units. So yeah, it is just one of those things. So let me know how you guys find the category. If you never knew about the crossover category, now you do. And if you do have the crossover category and you've been struggling to build a team, hopefully this helps to give you some ideas of how to incorporate them in other teams. You know, maybe Time Travelers or Terrifying Conquerors. Pure Saiyans is obviously also another great one because of just the amount of Saiyans in it, and Grade 8 power. And Artificial Life Forms as well. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know how it goes. This will be the team category build of the week, and that's all from me. But until next time, stay safe, cheers, and bye!